Okay, so we've been doing a lot of comparing, different types of comparisons. We've been doing length, we've done capacity. Your next lesson is going to be something that we haven't really done a lot of practicing with, and that's going to be just writing out the names of the numbers. Now, I know a lot of you out there have been working on writing out your own name so that you know what it looks like with all the letters. For this particular one, we're going to be writing out the names of the numbers. So I'm going to show you the page we're going to be working on, and the next two lessons are going to be kind of the same thing. Let's write out all of the numbers so we know what the words look like that are the numbers, okay? So the first one you're going to need is this one right here. It says writing it's out of this book right here. Writing number names 10, 7, 6, 3, and 0. That's what we're going to focus on today. It says write each number name, then draw the matching number of circles. You're going to pull this page out. It's page 55 for anybody that's going to be doing it. And for this, you're going to need either a crayon or a pen or a pencil and this page, okay? So what I'm going to do is something that I haven't done a whole bunch of yet. I'm going to talk to you guys about what those words look like. I'm going to talk to you about the beginning sounds of the word. What do we hear when we say the letter? That kind of helps us with being able to figure out what the words are. And then I'm just going to keep showing you these flashcards. So what I want you to do is I want you to really look at them while I'm naming them. And that way you can start looking at them and naming them yourself, okay? So for this first part, I'm just going to show you the words. We're going to go ahead and reposition ourselves so we're nice and comfy. I'm only going to let you see the words. You're not going to be able to see me or be distracted by anything of that. You're just going to see the word and hear it, okay? So we're going to reposition real quick, and then we'll get back to you in a second. All right, so I got my number cards here. These are, of course, not the numbers like our normal numbers. These are how they look in words. I'm just going to show them to you. Then we're going to look at some of the letters in the words and see if we can figure out which one is which, based on some of the letters sounds that we already know, okay? So for this, just watch and listen. 0. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's what we're going to start with for this particular lesson. I put them in order, starting with 0. We always start with 0. If we have 0 fingers up, it looks like a fist. There's no fingers up. And then we would add 1, so we'd go to 1 after that. So I kept 0 in there because it's one of the ones that you're going to have to learn how to spell out pretty soon. So if we're going to look at these words, I'm going to show you some of the letters that I use to help me figure it out. And that is the beginning sound of the word. What is the first thing you hear when you look at this word or look at these letters? I'm going to make it as pronounced as I can on some of these. Some of them involve blends, so you're not going to know what blends are just yet. We'll get to those throughout the course of the year. Let's look at the word 0. 0. This one's really easy to find out because it starts with the letter that tickles your whole mouth when you say it. This right here is the letter Z. And when you say Z, you will feel the tickle all the way through your mouth. So if you know the sound that Z makes when we're looking at our numbers, you're going to be able to find out which one is 0. This one is a tricky number to spell out because this is a sight word. You can't sound this one out like you normally do. That's why I'm going to show you these cards for a little while. This is what 1 looks like. You kind of just need to take a quick picture with your brain and remember what 1 looks like. It's kind of like the word the. You can't sound out the. You just need to know what it looks like, and that's one of these special numbers that you need to do that with. This is the letter or the word for 2. This is what it would look like on my fingers. This is what it looks like when we're spelling it out. It's another word you can't really sound out. because if you've got to sounding it out, you would sound this out. T, w, ah, twa. And that is not what this word is. This word is two. So you got to take another little snapshot picture of this. But you can use this first letter, the beginning sound, t, t, two. It starts with a t. So if you see the T and you know the T makes the t sound, it can at least clue you in as to what this word might be. Two. This is the one that involves a blend. Blend is something that takes two letters. This one's got a T and an H. You put T and H together and it makes a very special sound. It goes th or th. This one you'll learn later on down the road. For me, it helps to have two E's together. It makes the E sound like you're going down a roller coaster. Three. This is what three looks like. Four starts with the letter F. And F is that one that's lots of fun to spit all over the camera and go. You can spit everywhere. So if you remember that F goes, you know that this one right here is probably either four or its friend, five. You know that this one's four because four ends with a r. It starts with a f, and then it goes into hour, and then there's a r at the end, four, when you're looking at the word. This one's got the beginning sound of f again. It's another one of those letters that starts with f, but this has got a v in the middle of it. Five. So if I'm making it really pronounced, five. This is one of those numbers that starts with this letter right here. This is an S. S is a letter that has its sound at the end of its name. So when you say S, that's the sound that it makes. And this one is 6. This is the number 6. This is another letter or number that starts with the letter S. S. This one is 7. Starts with that S. It helps you out with figuring out when it says. This is the craziest number that you will ever learn, and probably going to be the easiest one to learn what it looks like, because it makes no sense at all as to how to pronounce it. This is the number 8. Just look at it and take a little picture with your brain and say, that's 8, that's 8, that is 8. Because, like I said, it's not even going to make sense when we start getting into what these things mean when you put them all together. You're just going to have to memorize that one. 9 starts with an N. N goes like when you go, no, I don't want to do that. No. No starts with N too. It's one of those sounds that makes you squinch up your nose and you're going, no, no. But this one starts with a N and then it spells out 9. So that N sound will help you figure out what this word is. 10 starts with a T sound again. So if you know that T makes a T sound, you can kind of figure out that this might be T, N, 10 if you blend all the sounds together. You're not going to do all of these. We're going to go through them one more time. You can check out the words one more time. Pay attention to what they look like. Look for those beginning sounds. 0. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. And that's what they look like. I'm going to show these numbers to you pretty much every day at the beginning. We'll go through them real fast for a little while. I'm going to make you a little side video to watch for these too, because these are numbers that you just kind of want to memorize. You want to learn what they look like real fast so you can kind of tell what it is when you look at it real quick. So let's say you put this one up real quick. You just are going to know it's a 6. We'll make you a little video that just kind of goes through these. You can watch them as you need until you kind of just recognize them by looking at them real quick. So that's the work you're going to work on today. In your workbook, You're also going to need to know how many things those are, okay? So you're going to pull out your page, and your page has got a bunch of things that you need to work on it. It's got the number, so you can see if you know the number. It tells you what the word is. In this particular case, this number is 10. It's going to ask you to write how many there are here, or write the word down right here, and then it's going to ask you to draw little circles to show what that number is. I made a big copy of it over here on my board. Let's go do a couple together so I can show you what I mean. So what I've done is I've kind of drawn the first two on that page for you. Here's that 10 that we were looking at. Here's the number 10. It looks just like your page. You're going to have two spots right here, and these are what you're going to have to fill in, okay? So on letter A, it says 10, 10. You're going to want to draw the word 10 right here. We got two lines on it. It's got a red line and a blue line. For 10, our T goes all the way from the red or the blue line all the way down to the red line. You want to make your little cross part of the T right here on the little dotted line. E is a tricky letter, but that's okay. We're not really worried about getting the letters right just yet. You're going to be working on the letters all year long. We just want to see if you can try your best on writing them out. So for E, I start in between the red line and the dotted line. I make a little line over, and then I just curve around, and that's my E. And then I've got to make the letter N. N doesn't go all the way up here for the shorter end. It just stays right in the middle. And I make one little hump over, and that's the word 10. So I want you guys to practice just trying to write those out. Look here and draw your own version of it right here. In this space over on the end, I want you to make this many circles, okay? These are going to be kind of hard. You got to kind of make this one kind of small. This is the number 10, so I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 circles, okay? And that's going to be your first part on that. So when you're filling those out, this one you can actually look at and write it right into your book. The next one you have to do on your page is going to be a 7. So look at this, look at the number. This is going to show you how to spell out 7. I want you to try to write this word over here as best you can. Just do your best. That's all I ever ask. And then over in this spot, you're going to draw out 7 circles. So in your little page, that's what you're going to do on your workbook page. And that's going to be the work for today. Once you get, come back over here, I'll show you that page again. Once you get this page all done, and we just did the 10, just like you did over on the board with me. You're going to write your little circles right there. Get this one done, take a picture of it, send it to your teachers. The next lesson is going to be continuing with the rest of the numbers, so we'll get to that in the next lesson that we will start on whatever the next day is that you do math. So thank you for joining me for this lesson. I'm going to show you some more of those numbers next time. Again, I'll show them to you again, and then you'll get to write out all the ones of them that aren't on this page. But for today, write out those numbers as best you can, send them to your teachers. Thanks for joining me for math.